everyone, my name's Ruby. I'm Sofa to Snowdon here on YouTube. This channel is charting my journey out of chronic fatigue syndrome, ME, and up Mount Snowdon, and all of the different stages in recovery that encompasses, frankly. So today I'm going to be talking about, for want of a better term, kind of psychological things that I have done that have helped me with my ME and to kind of deal and live with my ME, as well as just getting better, because I think that's a big thing. Is like, how do you deal with it ongoing and live with something that's that kind of isolating and hard? And yeah, so these are my points. So for a long time I used to just keep everything in the box, and I think I was so sick that that was the only thing that I could do, and it helped me at the time. So when I first was kind of diagnosed and stuff, I was just having a really hard time, and there was some really like shitty, traumatic stuff that happened at that time that I still don't really talk about. I think I know that when I get upset my body suffers, and I think I'm at a point now where those things were so long ago that I need to deal with now, and it's easy to keep raking things up and ruin today, but I can't afford to ruin today. I need to keep getting better. So I know with trauma and stuff it's good to kind of get it out and counteract it and things, but I think if you're at a point where you need physiologically to just keep calm in order to get better, then by all means just keep it in the box. So I would say like distraction stuff, like doing something fun. Psychologists say like if you're in a state of flow, so you're doing something and you forget the time, you know, even if that's like watching a box set of your favourite show, or it's knitting, or it's watching your dog play in the garden, or fun things like that, that you just don't think about being sick all the time. And I think that's something that has really helped me. So my second thing would be watching encouraging TV shows, reading encouraging things online, not necessarily about just chronic fatigue syndrome and ME, but about people that lose loads of weight. That's kind of a similar journey in a way, where you know, what somebody else might be able to do in the gym is, sorry, that's my cat scratching himself if you can hear that. You know, if you're very, very overweight, somebody else's goals and what they're able to do in the gym don't mean anything to you. You have your own framework. So those shows where people lose like half their body weight in a year or whatever would be the healthy version of that. People doing marathons, people doing like those ultra marathons, challenge shows. I've also loved watching Bear Grylls. I think is really helpful. The element of Bear Grylls' show that I take away from it is he dropped from like a helicopter, and he's like, okay, so we've been in a plane crash, right, what do we do? He doesn't sit and cry about it. He doesn't go, oh, my mate Tom at home is like by the fire with his family and I'm here and I'm in this plane crash. He's like, right, you need to work out what you're going to do pretty fast, and you need to be prepared, and you need to just do it. And for me, that's my attitude. Is I spent so much time being so sick, all I could do was cry and feel sorry for myself. And it's like, no, people can do amazing things, so why can't you get better? And that's how I've really tried to think of things ever since. My third thing is meditation. Now, for ages I couldn't do this because I was keeping things in the box, like I say, and it got to a point where I was in the bath and I would have to have music on, and then I would be watching YouTube videos on my phone with the music on, because I was like blasting out the horrible stuff in my head that would just go round and round. But meditation recently, I think I must have moved on from that horrible stuff, and I think it's maybe just that was my sick brain. Like, that's what my brain under real ME strain was like, is it was doom and gloom and it was beating me up. And now that I've got to a point where I'm able to do more physically, and I'm able to kind of do coping mechanisms like reading books and like distracting yourself and things, the sort of like soundtrack that goes round and round isn't nasty. So I find meditation, it is proven to help with stuff like this. I have read Ruby Wax's book. I've actually seen her in real life, and I asked her a question at one of her shows, and I've never done anything like that ever before. Never have I put my hand up in front of a whole theatre of people and had my voice heard. So I'm like, oh my god, I'm a different person now. But yeah, her book, Frazzled, Mindfulness for a Frazzled World, or for a Frazzled Brain, or something like that. It's basically what you need to read if you're like, nah, I don't want to do that. Because she outlines all the things that your brain will say, yeah, but I still don't want to do that. And then you read something else and you're like, oh, but I still don't want to. And then by the time you get to the end, you're like, no, I need to. Everybody needs to, but especially people like us. It's really helpful. And I think if you've ever been on a day out, or out for a meal, or had people to your house, or any situation in your life where you've wanted to have a nice time and then something's happened, so somebody's cut you up in the car, you've heard from somebody you don't like, you were on Facebook or something and you saw something nasty, and if you've ever tried to say to yourself, just let it go and enjoy this thing, don't think about that, think about this, enjoy this nice thing. Or if anyone has ever said that to you and you've thought, yeah, but I can't enjoy what I'm doing now because this is just going round and round in my head that I'm upset about this thing. Mindfulness and meditation is the mechanism by which you strengthen your ability to let go of this thought and be in the moment. Or let go of this, think about this. And to me, you have to do that when you're calm because it's practice. My next thing would be Eckhart Tolle. I am so into Eckhart Tolle. I have read his book, The Power of Now. Let me just get it out for you. Oh my god, you're going to see how doddery I am getting off this chair now. You can probably hear I'm quite doddery because my voice is quite croaky. Let me just, oh my god, come on grandma, let's get this book out. Oh, there we go. This is my copy. Oh, and New Earth. I have read A Power of Now. New Earth is my favourite one, and it's the first one I read. Look at all of these. This is whenever there's anything in there that has really hit home with me. Like, as Oprah would say, an aha moment. I actually listened to Eckhart Tolle on Oprah's Super Soul Sunday podcast. So if you have anything that's Apple, iPad, iPhone, yeah, anything that's Apple, if you go into podcast, just search Oprah. There's only one thing that comes up. I never knew you could get Oprah's like Super Soul Sunday show, which is what she's done for the last like couple of years in the UK. And somebody on Instagram kindly showed me that the other day and it blew my mind. She did a show with Eckhart Tolle and it's just amazing for like thinking about dealing with where you're at and not fighting it, and like truly that is where growth comes from. I'm probably not doing him justice, but it's absolutely what you need to read if you have ME, I think. You might not be ready for it, and at times I wasn't ready for it, but my god, when I was ready for it, it blew my mind. Like you can see, those are all like so many tabs, and it's just genius. I'm absolutely not doing it justice. Go on Amazon and you could probably get it for like 3 or 4 quid, including postage and packaging, if you're at a point where you can read. If not, audiobooks are great. Audible, you can usually get a month's free trial on Audible if you've never done it before. If not, look him up on YouTube. You can see little clips and just get a taste. But he's really brilliant. I don't know what I would say he is. He's a bit like the Dalai Lama, but he's not religious. And he's a bit kind of philosophical, but very much into meditation and acceptance and like seeing things as like the ego and things. I'm probably waffling on now, but that's a major reason why I turned a corner. Counselling. Duh! Counselling is like a massive one. So I have had counselling. I haven't really talked about me being sick, weirdly enough, but I've talked about things that have happened in my life as to like how I see the world, and I think that's really helpful. And looking back, there have been times over the years where I've been really, really crying out for counselling, and I've actually kind of requested having some counselling. And I think the fact that I was always bouncing off of rock bottom and needing help, and then other things happened at the same time, and then I got a virus, that's how I got ME. Like, in very, very simplistic 2-minute terms, that's how I got ME. So me dealing with me and looking after me as a human, and it's about self-care, and you sort of think, what didn't I have in my life when I was 8? What didn't I have when I was 12? What didn't I have when I was 16? And I'll do those things for myself now, and I'll make it up to myself, so I'm not kind of carrying around all this stuff. And I do like myself more now. I see things more clearly, and if things happen, I know I've got that there, that I can go back and have some more. I probably went for a year once a week. Everybody would need different amounts. In the area that I'm in, they didn't have very good options for me, and I definitely checked those out. I checked those out a couple of times. I don't want to go into it too much because it's probably only relevant to me, but I have had to have private counselling, and I've been very lucky that I have been able to afford that, but it's something I definitely prioritise because I definitely knew that I needed it and that it would help me. So if you have anything like that is weighing on your mind, I think it's good to get that dealt with if you can. And for some people that might be going to a group. Yeah, sometimes you can get like NHS counselling, or some ME clinics provide it and stuff like that. So it would very much be like different for everyone. But I think definitely talking to somebody who is unbiased and can help you work through things is definitely beneficial. Right, so I'm going to leave that there. I don't know if that's been really long. I've tried to cover quite a few bits. I will do notes in the description bar, because sometimes I find if somebody's covered a load of stuff, I'm kind of overwhelmed. Please subscribe. Please follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm doing loads more on Instagram and Twitter at the moment. Please follow me over there. Follow my journey. Let's all be in it together. I hope this has helped. Thank you for watching.